It's important to understand that the implication of what is being suggested here is not that there is no place for the thought that the current situation needs to be changed. It's perfectly legitimate to have the thought that there is something you as a body-mind can do to infuse the current situation with your understanding, or rather bring your understanding to bear on the current situation. So for instance, if you're dealing in some ways in a situation where there is child abuse, this behavior is obviously very far removed from your understanding of what is truthful, loving behavior. So you may well get involved in that situation in order to bring intelligence and love into the situation. So you might work for an organization that is involved with looking after children, or so that's an intervention. I'm not suggesting that kind of intervention is not valid. Far from it. That would be an example of choosing a livelihood or an activity that is in line, that in some ways expresses your feeling understanding. Now, bring the situation a little closer to home, where you find yourself, for instance, in a relationship where there's no love. The love has gone out of the relationship. You're a partner to somebody or living with somebody, and should you just say, oh well, my resistance to this situation is just a thought. Without that thought, I should go on. We should carry on in this situation, in this relationship where there's obviously no affection, no kindness, no tenderness. No, not at all. That in that situation, the intelligent response and the loving response is to separate. Separate. Go your own separate ways.
Right.
I'm talking about a situation of intimate relationship, which is no longer intimate relationship, which is just a formality.
But the fact that you separate from your partner almost looks like you said no to the situation.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that it's, you shouldn't mistake what I'm saying here with just, oh, it's okay for somebody to be abusive to me. It's not okay. That is not an expression of love and understanding, and it's perfectly legitimate in that situation to do whatever you can to change it. It is true that ultimately our suffering comes from our resistance, not from the situation. But that doesn't mean, the implications of this are not that we shouldn't, therefore, that we should cease acting in the world. If let's take another example, your child is unhappy at school. For whatever reason, they're being bullied, or it's too competitive for them, too academic for them, not academic enough for them, whatever it is. You don't just say to your child, oh, well, it's just your thought that is making you happy. No, you research local schools, and you research the situation within the school, try and solve it, and if you can't, you change schools. That's an intelligent response.
Yeah, so you kind of yes to the intelligent awareness, not to the situation.
Say that again.
So you said yes to intelligence.
Yes.
And it's sort of kind of no to the situation.
Well, you see, the current situation, you have to include the entire situation. And your own thoughts and responses are part of the situation. When awareness, I'm caricaturing awareness now, when awareness surveys the situation, you have to make sure that awareness is surveying the whole situation.
Yeah.
What your partner is doing, what your child is doing, what your neighbor is doing, whatever it is, and what your thoughts are doing. And then put all of that on the table, including your thoughts. You treat your thoughts just like you treat the other person's thoughts. And you consider them all equally. You don't give either more or less importance to your own thoughts. You consider the whole situation, and awareness makes the impartial decision as to what is best for all parties concerned. And you are one of the parties that are concerned. You don't say, oh, I don't count. It's okay for me to be trashed or trampled on or abused, but everybody else is important. That's not loving. That's you, your own body-mind is as much a part of the situation as all the other elements, and you consider all the elements,
including the intelligence of awareness.
Including every awareness is the intelligence that is surveying it all. I'm caricaturing awareness now, and you want to make a decision that is the best possible decision for everybody involved. You don't just make a decision on behalf of this person as opposed to this person. You don't just say, I forget my own needs and I'll just take their needs into account. But nor do you say, I'll forget their needs and just take mine into account. You take everyone's needs into account. In other words, you make a decision that is truly loving and intelligent, the best for the totality. You take the decision on behalf of the totality, not on behalf of a separate individual. And
I understand that.
If we make a decision on behalf of the totality, it will in fact turn out to be the best possible decision for all the individuals involved. Now, it may not be pleasant for everyone involved, but down the line, they will see that it was the best decision for them, even though it may have been difficult at the time.
Maybe I'm still stick to the idea that yes to every situation.
Yes, say yes
like,
to every situation, but include your own thoughts as part of the situation. You have to say yes to your thoughts too.
Yeah.
Your thoughts are part, whatever it is that created the situation out there is responsible for creating the situation in here.
Yeah.
It's all created by the same
yes to my
thing.
thought as well.
So your thoughts are, consider your thoughts part of the external situation. Yeah? It's all part of the situation. Your responses, your feelings, your thoughts, your behavior, your activity, as much as all the other thoughts, feelings and activities. And then you look at all of that and say, okay, now, if I was pure love, what would my response be? And you are pure love. And then if I was pure intelligence, how would I respond to the totality of this situation? Because you are pure intelligence. So respond from that to love and intelligence, to the total situation. But remember to include your own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. Okay. I think I was mixed up with. I was just focused on this situation, not forget about my thoughts and.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.